It's Friday Night Live with your host, your brother Methos, and the Free, and recently escaped from the basement, Oni. And now for the car wreck of the show, welcome to the Cross and Fizz.
We're alive. Shut your fat ass down. How you doing? You're muted, baby.
Can I
What
talk
is
now?
up, beautiful people?
Am I allowed to
Kids
talk
with
now?
Brother Methos.
You sexy beast, you.
No, you're not allowed. Yes. Okay. God, y'all.
Ah,
One comes at me, the other one's not coming at all. Wait.
you want them coming at you?
You know, there's sometimes there's no in between. It's just like it happens immediately, or just like an eternity later. Like
Okay.
I forget about it.
Forget about it. Anyway, we are live. Let's try that again.
What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Methos.
I am Freak.
He still hasn't answered my question about
Oh
talking.
my God, yes. Just talk already. So we got to do this again because of your dumb ass, okay? We are live.
They don't want to hear it 3 times in a row.
Really, dude, do it. Really. We are live.
Just do
What
it.
is up, beautiful people? I'm the WBM.
I am the Big Mac.
I don't have a nickname, but I'm Oni.
God, way
But
to
I'm already-
ruin
And
it.
he is the side of fries.
He is a side of fries. In the UK, it would be like, chips.
Can I just be like the mozzarella sticks?
No, what? No. Why do you get to be the
Why do I
mozzarella
have to be?
sticks?
Why do I have to be salty and crispy?
Have you seen yourself?
Well, you know, BK.
I'm not crispy.
You're
BK
salty.
Has, BK has mozzarella sticks. It could technically happen.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sonic.
This is a thing. This is true.
Dairy
Right.
Queen.
Dairy Queen, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that Dairy Queen has those really messed up ones that, when you bite into it, they're hollow because all the cheese actually literally melted out of the little hole that came to the bottom, and it's like
This is
somewhere in a
true.
frying vat. So you
I don't
bite
know what
into it,
kind-
and it's like,
I don't know
what
what
the
kind of
hell?
rinky-dink Dairy Queens you've been going to, but the ones I go to.
Well, you know what?
Well,
They must use real cheese or something.
He goes to the rinky-dink ones that give him Reese's crumbs.
The powder. Reese's. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's like, man, never again. Wow! Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, this is the first
Well,
show
New
of
Year to you too.
2023. Yeah,
New Year to you too. I can't say
What?
happy.
That's
It's
not
New
happy?
Year to you too.
I let you out of the
New Year
basement.
to you.
You should be happy. You should be very happy. Thank you.
I'm surprised the thoughts probably. I don't know if you saw that, but
Sure. Oh, goodness. Superfly checking in. Been a minute since I was able to check in. Yeah, man. Good to see you, brother. Hope y'all have a wonderful new year. We did. I think, I'll speak for me. I did.
I also had a great New Year's.
Yeah. Oni's
Good to
not,
see you,
he's
by
the
the way,
only
Brother
one.
Superfly.
Yeah. Oni's the only one that's not happy, so he's just Oni. That's why I call him.
Are you
Salty
kidding? He
and
started
crispy.
this new year by getting rich.
Oh, this is true.
not yet. It's in the works.
What? Oh man, you need to talk to some people, bro. We were supposed to be rich
I did.
together. Oh yeah. Like, hey, remember that stuff you promised me? Where my money at? Talk to him like a pimp. Where my money at? You got my money?
Oh yeah, it's behind the dumpster at that Dairy Queen. Don't worry if there's like dirty water, rotten food in there. Just
What's gotta be?
just jump in there. Just jump in there. Your money's right there.
Oh man. That's some good coffee.
I am drinking some G Fuel as a lot of the Twitch, the Twitch gamer stars promote and up down down promotes because it was on clearance for $1, and I was like, I can see what's going on for $1, and
Yeah,
it's
how is
zero
it?
sugar.
Oh, that's good. How is it? It's pretty good. What flavor is that?
This one is the cool thing about G Fuel is they're all gamer themed. So this one actually is a tie to Capcom's Mega Man, old
Okay.
school Mega Man, which I
Yeah,
thought was
yeah, I remember that.
so. It's called the Blue Bomber Slushy, and
Blue Bomber. That kind of.
I don't know about
Bomber?
the blue part, but it tastes kind of like a Haribo, like a gummy bear.
Oh wow, very nice.
So, I've always loved gummy bears, so it works for me. It's cheap and easy, just like Methos, baby.
He's not wrong.
Just like Methos, baby. Who took my dice knows what's up. Sonic is the best.
I mean, Methos had to sweeten the deal with old Pop Pops to get me out.
I take any kind of payment. I'm just saying.
Why does every DQ have a puddle behind their dumpster? They just have like random puddles in their parking lot.
They freaking do. And the thing is, it hadn't rained, in like months, but there's still a puddle there. There's
It's
still
like
freaking
they
puddle
always have the dips in their concrete in their parking
Yep.
lot,
And there's
they're
water or
always
something
full
in
of
it.
water.
there. Yep. At least we think it's water.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
We don't ask too many questions. We
No, we just go for the
hey,
go for the ice cream.
can I get 2 dime bags of that Reese's powder, please?
What?
What?
How did you know?
Can you just imagine they're
You
back
follow
there
me?
behind the counter with
Oh,
the
I'm-
little
I'm-
Reese's minis and a razor blade, just chopping it up and drawing lines.
And you just hear, woo!
I'll take 2 lines, please. Sir, do you have your club member card? If you punch it, 9 times, the 10th one, you get a free little metal straw.
You had me at straw.
Oh man, I hate snorting this dust through the plastic straw. Sign me up.
Yeah, man.
Here's the thing. The metal straw is made out of lead. It gives it that extra kick.
Yeah, exactly. It's the tears of small children that's in the puddles of the parking lot.
Tears.
Insert Ric Flair meme here.
Oh,
Woo!
How was everyone's week?
It's been, man, the first week back to work after the holidays, like even if you worked during the holidays and New Year, like it's usually at most places, unless you're in retail, of course, so slow through that week between Christmas and New Year's that it's just like you're kind of coasting, and then everybody wants to hit the ground running
Yeah.
once the first hits, Well, the second. Everybody's hungover on the first, but once the second hits, everybody wants to work, and so, oh man, it's always rough.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
Like-
lot of catch up for a lot of these companies. So
yeah.
everybody's trying to do their thing,
And I'm still adjusting to, waking up earlier and stuff like that, and my body's just been a little extra tired this week.
It's
But-
funny. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, but I think part of that was also I had some sinus stuff going on.
Yeah, we were dealing with some little, head stuff and sinuses and allergy crap. So I'm glad you're feeling better, my bro.
Me too. Yeah, I think all of us tend to have it down here from breathing in this Houstonian smog.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said Houstonian smug. So what do we have to be smug about?
Funny thing is, I met up with my old friends from Nexus, the place that I used to work, and just got together some wings and a few beers just to get together, hang out, talk about how they're doing and everything. And it's funny because two of us from the group had already left, and the other two are still at the company. Yeah, and so I went to go to the restroom, and sure enough, he went in there too. And we're like, hey, what's going on, man? And we're looking at each other in a decent way.
You guys looked at each other, huh?
Hey.
Over the side of the stall. Over the side of the stall. Is that the decent way we're talking about?
Well, he reaches his arm out first. I'm just saying. Anyway, so it was so weird because we look at each other. It's like, how you doing, man? And good. So we go out, and then we're like, dude, you look as relaxed as I am. And he goes, brother, I've been paroled. And I said, it's so weird because I feel like I've been on a vacation. I've been at my new job for going on 3 weeks now, and it's like I feel like I've been on a freaking vacation. It's so weird, man. Yeah. So anyway, it's just crazy how the night and day culture of a different company is, man.
Well, I am glad that you are much more relaxed when it comes to your work life, man.
Well, hell yeah! I mean, I'm getting up at 4:50 in the morning, bro, just to drive down to H-Town, and I don't mind. I don't mind one bit, bro. I don't mind. Ain't no lemon crime.
I think you've pretty much always been a better morning person than an all-nighter. I'm the other way.
Oh, I used to be an all-nighter, bro. It's just I can't do it anymore. I'm just old. Dude, oh my gosh. Oh man, I remember when I was in my my early 20s, I was working for this this company. It was OPEX. I'll never forget, man. There were times when I had everything running so smoothly because I was a third shift tech, and I'd just be home, and I had my phone on, and if they ever needed me, I could head out there in just minutes, right? So I just stayed home and kind of covered from the house, playing World of Warcraft the entire night, dude, the whole freaking night. And then by the time my shift ended at 7 o'clock the next morning, I was like, oh, I'm still home. They never called me in, so I guess we're gonna play. So I was like, dude, I can't do that anymore, man. I can't do the late nights. By 11 o'clock, as the stream started, I'm like, started to glaze over, like, oh man, I need more coffee. I'm just dying. Oh.
Brother Mini War Mutt, good to see you. Just stopping in to say hi, and also that thumbnail is great. Who is Chris Farley, Greek or Methos? Well, you'll notice that the fit and trim one is an Imperial Fist, but the one that's really shaking that barrel, that is a Wolf Brother.
Oh my God, I have no words. I have no words. I mean, you said shaking the barrel. I'm like, oh God, no. It just reminds me of that TikTok. I forgot the song. All I hear is get it up, skip, get it up. This big dude, that's all you see is his stomach. It's like boom, 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 boom. Oh, and that is not you. Oh.
Brother Gamers with Coffee says, "What's a vacation?"
Oh, I'm sorry, man. It's crazy because I still had vacation time that I did not cash out, and because I only gave them a 2 weeks notice instead of a 3 weeks, or supposed to give them 30 days. They're not going to pay you out for that. So I'm like, that's fine. I don't really need it.
It's worth the parole.
Took it. Yeah, it's worth the parole. It's worth the it's worth the peace of mind. So yeah, I'm okay with that.
Although, I mean, really, since they kept you on as an advisor or whatever, I mean, you kind of were still around, but anyway.
Yeah, well, technically, yeah. Did this?
Good night, Brother Steve.
Good night, man.
Brother Rob from the Miniatures Paintbrush, the TMP, says, I hold you in contempt. Armor of contempt, that is.
We'll be talking about that. And just hang on to your marbles there. Trust me. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it in a minute, okay? Just hang on there, okay? All right, then. You just hang on. You just hang on there for me, okay? All right. You're good. All right. But yeah. Yeah,
So what is Armor of Contempt anyways? That's a good question. And we're going to talk about how it's gone.
We don't know.
We might as well discuss what it is that's gone, right?
What it is.
What it is, y'all.
What it is, young blood.
You do that voice really well, Oni. You got to do it now.
What?
The what it is.
What it is, young blood.
What it is, young blood?
The fact that he called me young, I'm flattered. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. You were looking in my direction.
No, I was
You're
looking
clearly looking at my direction.
Look, why would I look at the guy
because
who
you are
prisons me in the basement and call him young?
because I let you out.
No.
Yeah,
It was Methos' goodwill that let me out.
yeah. He just makes you think that.
What?
Just saying that. I mean,
It was Methos' excellent negotiating skills that let me out.
that's fair.
All right.
He does have a good pair of knees. Just saying.
All right. Before we get on to
very talented, I gotta say this.
Before we get
He
on
really
to
likes you,
of
Oni.
contempt and what it
He
is.
really likes you a lot.
Yeah, you know.
Let's do our usual shakedown and what we got accomplished this week. Kind of hobby, what we got for a poke chop. So, Freak, what kind of porking you done this week?
Hell yeah! Oh, well, I was telling you guys earlier. So my neighbor who likes Battlestar Galactica, I went ahead and I finally got on my ass and I printed him his Raider, the Cylon Raider. So, and it turned out really, really well detailed, very nice.
That's really cool. But since it's been years since I watched Battlestar Galactica, but I've been into Warhammer for a hot minute. That looks like the top side of an Imperial Knight.
It kind of does, doesn't it? It kind of does. A little flat. But yeah, so this was way back in the day when Battlestar Galactica was a thing. You know, this was the bad guys, and then the other one was. Well, it's over there, so but I don't want to get up and get it. But anyway, really cool. And the thing is, I printed the Viper, and I painted it for him. But I've been meaning to print and paint the Raider, and I just hadn't done it. Just lazy, I guess. You know, and so I decided, I'm just for the new year. I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and just break down and do it. So I finally found a good print too. I couldn't find any decent ones. This one's actually turned out really nice. So I'm going to paint this one up for him, and I'm going to try to find some stands, the STL for stands, and I'm going to just print those out.
Nice.
Yep, and then that way he'll have a nice little set. I kind of feel bad because last year he paid like $12 for a Viper that was 3D printed with FDM. And it was terrible. It was just, all just splotchy and jagged and everything. It was bad. And then he spent like another $10 for a 3D FDM printer, print of the actual Raider, and it was bad too. The whole bottom side looked like it was all chewed up. So all this right here, they had like holes in it, and it was just, you see the lines of the print. It was just terrible. So anyway, that's kind of what I was doing. And I finally finished this assembling the project for a one special individual who shall
Thank
remain
you.
nameless right now. No,
Thank
I
you.
said, no, not you. No.
You said special individual. You know?
Well, no.
Obviously,
you're,
that's me.
you're,
Yeah.
you're special in a different way. Your
Thank you.
helmet's special, not that kind of.
I do wear a helmet
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
when I'm on my bike.
It's a Chinese one. That's right. It's the one that's got the little bell on it. Ding, 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 ding. So, yeah.
Nah, I'll take the bell
you
off.
like the bell. You're not supposed to take the bell off. It's for your safety.
That was annoying. Every time I'd walk, I'd go, ding, 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 ding.
So, see what else? Oh, well, we did play some video games. Got to play some more Back for Blood. That is such a fun game. It is such a fun freaking game, man.
I didn't get an invite.
It was when was it that we did that? It was what? Last night?
Last night.
Last night?
Yes.
Was it last night? Yeah. Oh, it was so hard for me to wake up this morning. It's like, 5 o'clock. Screw you. But it was worth it.
I was doing something else last night.
Yeah, I know. You said you were kind of, soloing it, but no, it was good. But yeah, man, pretty. We had a good time. Pretty stoked about it. And
Oh man, we got so much named loot in that dungeon, and then we wiped and we lost all of our loot.
Gosh, yeah, we did. It was.
We found
Everything
like
was going well.
a legendary flashbang,
Yep.
a legendary grenade launcher, a legendary stabilizing stock, and a legendary scope.
Nice.
And then we wiped and we lost all of it.
And didn't we find the two?
Oh yeah, we found 2 out of the 3 skull totems.
Skull totems.
Was that the where you find the tunnels?
Yeah, the ridden hives.
The levels?
ridden hives. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones on the ground.
I actually went ahead and bought the what is it, the gold edition when it comes with the season pass?
Oh
Yes.
yeah. They had the
Is it what-
season pass for all 3 DLCs on sale for like $14 over the holiday. So we grabbed it as well.
Yeah, I think it was like $30 in total.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had it on the on Game Pass on the Xbox,
Nice.
so I just went ahead and bought the game and the season pass just in
Nice.
case if season pass ever removes the game, because
Yeah.
they do a rotation, so
Yeah.
at least I still have the game.
Very nice.
Marine, happy Friday, my man.
Oh, one other thing. I guess it's hobby related because it's going to be a new hobby. Oh, me and
Yeah.
my damn hobbies. I think I might have mentioned it last week,
Mm-hmm.
but my my airsoft rifle, right? So I went ahead and I just started ordering all kinds of stuff for it. My scope came in, my extra the BBs, the sling, the extra battery, all that stuff finally came in. Of course, the PPE, which is the goggles set, and the lower half mouth guard and all that stuff. So pretty freaking cool, man. So,
That looks pretty good. 50%.
Mm.
Looks pretty good, especially the scope that you have on there.
I was really impressed. It's
Yeah.
a green dot, red dot, and man, I was like, wow, this is. What I really love the fact is that it is the same color and finish of my of the actual of the weapon. It's like, holy crap, it's the
Yeah.
same freaking color. It's nuts. And the thing is that it's got the for protection, it actually closes. It's got the covers on each side.
Yeah.
Which I was like, damn, and it looks just like a real M4. It's insane, man.
Nice.
Yeah, we
So,
showed me
yeah.
pictures of like that.
Yeah,
I even
It's-
said it looks pretty real.
it does. It really freaking does, man.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good. My brother Kalos in the chat says, I got to be honest, I'm only here because I saw shirtless men in the thumbnail. What up, baby?
Well, I mean, we got obliged now.
That is the definition of clickbait, isn't it? I mean,
Of course.
yeah, he was successful. I gotta give it to you. Good job, Methos. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that would be the extent of I guess my hobby goodness pork chop moment.
Hobby goodness.
Mm,
Brother Oni, what you got for a choke chop?
Pot. Choke pot, baby.
Choke pot.
Yeah.
What you got for a choke pot, baby?
Choke pot. I did do some choking now.
Oh God. I should have just
Oh,
get my
carpet
mouth shut.
burns.
I worked a
Could've
little
kept
bit
my
more on your Ultramarines.
Woo.
Yeah, finished blacking it out. Actually, 5 minutes before Free sent out the Zoom invites for us to hop on, I had just finished doing the gloss varnish on them.
Nice.
I just so I could do 11th company transfer decals. I know you asked for 2, but yeah, you're getting 11.
He sent me a message right before the show. Says, "What company do you want your ultras to be?" I said, "I like the gold trim. Second, please." He goes, "Too bad, you're getting 10th." I was like, "Okay." 10th.
Methos was like, good talk. Good talk.
Oh,
Glad
man.
you gave me an option.
like, you don't get a
Glad
choice.
I got options.
Yeah, you don't get a choice. That was just
It was for posterity. They don't give a shit.
you get what I give you.
Right.
Hey, after
I'm
seeing,
your daddy in this thing, okay?
after seeing your work on the ultras, you paint them whatever color you want to. They're looking great.
Any color I want now.
Yeah,
Oh,
within
God.
reason. Within reason.
Yeah, oh God.
It's been said, all right. You can take it back.
And no take backs.
Yeah, I worked on that. Tomorrow, I'm getting a new toy for my bike.
Yeah.
So I'm going down to the dealership and have them
Stoked.
install it. Yeah. First
Stoked.
thing in the morning, though. I gotta wake up early.
Nice.
I know when you have some excitement like that, it's worth getting up early for the new toys.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Going on the chat. Mention paintbrush. I can't hold on to my marbles. I lost them forever ago. I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Well, you catch up in the chat. I forgot. I need
Yep.
something for my
Go ahead,
pork
brother.
chop.
Go ahead. Brother Thomas says Cylon Raiders need be kit bashed onto our orc flyers. That would be really cool. Could you imagine a kit bash? If you can kind of print this, like make it bigger, dude. That'd be really cool. You just have to maybe, I don't know, cut off the canopy, I guess, and then, or you can somehow make it open. I'm not sure. Sure, you can do something on Blender. That'd be pretty cool. Marine, what's up, brother? Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday, my man. Good to see you, bro. Kids crashed Oni down the road, wondering where the ice cream was, so had to lose the bell. Well, you know what? Oni don't play around with ice cream, man. Him and ice cream are not good friends, but he doesn't care. So, that's why we don't let him eat any kind of dairy when we're doing our routine at Chippendales. Didn't work out last time.
I got into the nachos.
Yeah, that, you know what? A lot of people can't stop talking about that night.
Hey, I did tell him it's a show they'll never forget.
Oh, man. We tried to destroy everybody's cameras because we didn't want a copy of that at all. But I think there's some of that's somebody's circulating that somewhere. So
The show now lives in infamy.
oh,
Good.
oh,
Thinking about bringing it back in the show.
don't do it.
What was this thing called? The elevator now?
The what?
Was it your thing called the elevator now?
That was a helicopter. No, mine's the helicopter. His, I guess his is the elevator.
I don't remember.
We have so many different routines. It's like, we just kind of make up the names as we go. What is that? The elevator. Oh, okay, looks great. Yeah.
Modeling for Advantage. Good to see you, Kaiser, my friend.
See, he watches the show too at Chippendales. He says, Happy New Year's. Chaps.
There's Happy New Year, chaps.
Right?
Well, those are special ones that we had done with multicolor rhinestones to represent fireworks.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
They were kind of
That's
red,
what
white,
that
and
was
bluish.
for?
Yeah.
Uh,
It was just so
how
cheery.
come mine didn't have any cheeks?
Mine didn't either.
Oh.
I caught a cold.
I caught a card.
Yeah, I don't know how, and I don't know who flung that.
I don't know.
But it was a Visa, right?
Yeah.
At least you got that.
I told him I'm not a reader.
Well, she wouldn't listen, did she?
Yeah, didn't stop him. No.
It's funny. You always get the swipes
I get
and the
the
money.
handsy ones. Yeah, I
You
get the
do. We get the like the rocks and the rolls.
Credit card,
rolls.
everyone's favorite game.
handsy. I mean, she went, Flink. It's not working. Flink. They won't read it. And some other lady said, try inserting it. It's a chip reader. I said, nope.
Oh, man.
I said, nope.
You gotta press the button. I'm yelling at her. Hey, he's not an ATM.
Anyways, I'm going to try to get back to the pork chop here. So for myself, I'm sorry. Odie, did you have any other hobby updates?
Besides the emotional traumatization, I worked a little bit on the Daughters of Cain models that I bought. I worked on those a little bit. Did some 3D printing, some terrain.
Nice.
I don't know if Atlas will be down if we use that
Very, very nice.
for his game.
Alice
Yeah, that's
happy
pretty
if
much
you're
it.
down regardless, Just down. What?
But I thought I was going there to play, not to be on my knees. This wasn't part of the plan. He says, would you have a talk with him? What conditions did you add?
I didn't add anything.
Don't worry about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Don't worry about it. You know what? It's best that you just don't know. Okay?
For myself, I had a bunch. Actually, I was really on top of things this week, hobby wise. First of all, I have taken a side trip on my Astra Militarum and expanded the Astra Militarum to include the subfaction of Astra Militarum, the Tempestus Ion. So I have my first of 3 boxes of crack. So I showed them to brother Atlas. Atlas said, "I think you almost have more guardsmen than I do." I'm like, "But I need a couple more boxes."
Oh my God.
No. He said, I need more boxes.
I kind of need more boxes. Got any cash? I got some extra. I don't think I'm gonna make the bank. On top of that, I finished all 3 of my field ordnance batteries, including the accompanying crewman on the sides of the model and the pilot on top. And
Giggity.
even though I knew virtually no one would be able to see it because of the angle, will it show? It's probably not going to catch right in the light because the dude's... Oh, wait, it's catching a little bit.
It's doing it. Yay.
I painted the control panel, even though I know no one's going to see that.
I see it.
So, yeah. I finished up 3 of them. So, really, the thing is, you can only take them in squads of 2, but I bought 3 because I thought I was going to use them as heavy mortars before the field ordnance batteries came out. But instead of waiting around for Forge World to update the rules, I added on the cannons and decided to use them as field ordnance batteries, right?
That's awesome, dude.
And so now I have a 3rd one. I can't play all 3, so at some point I'll get a 4th one and be able to have 2 squads. But but they look good as a 3-pack there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a intervention later.
So
I show up with more boxes. It's like, oh, it wasn't that kind.
So when you guys saw last week, I had just finished painting the mortar itself, the field ordnance battery itself, and I had just started on the little gunner, right? The crewmen hanging off the sides, I actually built, assembled, and primed those and started those this week. They're already done, painted, based, everything this week. Finished them off just today. In fact, I finished them off this morning, and I was pleasantly surprised to find when I came over to my computer desk to get ready for the show that the swamp basing was translucent.
Nice.
It would, because it goes on creamy colored and it dries in that clear green kind of stuff style.
Does.
So it's a color change, so you know when it's cured. I think part of that is because it's got a PVA base, but even though it's like clear green gel, when it dries, it looks like this, kind of a creamy green color when you first put it down.
From clear to cream.
I was so mad at Amazon.
Why?
Because I had ordered another AK texture paint. You see this one's getting kind of low. I ordered another AK texture paint through Amazon. And this time, instead of coming in a box, it came in one of those white Amazon envelopes. I was like, okay, I guess. But that's unusual because usually it comes down. It comes in the little box with the nicely padded and everything. And this time it had no padding. Anyways, I cut it open, and the weight of this thing. It all, as soon as I started to open it, it ripped apart, and my hand went inside and just got covered in texture paint. And
hold on. Keep that thought, okay? Keep that thought. I need you to keep that thought. Hang on. That sounds really good. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. You reached down.
And my whole hand went inside. Coated and thick.
Yeah,
wet.
baby. Wet.
It ran down my fingers. Actually spilled onto my shirt. I was so mad because the whole container because it wasn't didn't have any padding whatsoever. It apparently at some point in shipping the container got busted open.
Oh, busted it open.
So I had to take it. I had to take the whole. I took a picture, took the whole, filed a complaint. Had to take the whole envelope to a UPS store earlier for a return. Time to invest in a headset. Good grief! As often as we make him have to jump up and turn the volume down, I think we kind of owe him a headset.
I think we have to Amazon him one. Here you go. You're welcome.
Shows up in his envelopes. Reaches his hand in there, it's all wet and sticky.
Yeah.
Like, why is it wet and sticky? It's a headset.
So,
why are you so much sweat?
They're going to send me another one, but...
That's good. That's crazy, man.
Apparently, the reason, all the paint had started sticking and drying to the inside of the envelope, that's why it flopped over as soon as I started opening it, but it was aggravating.
So was it the way it was shipped or the actual shipper? Because I've had problems, not with so much with the shipper, it was the shipping company, like USPS. I'll call them out. Screw those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Normally, it's packed in a box with those air packages.
Yeah. Right.
That way, it's
usually the
padded.
vendor who ships it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've had problems with USPS that did that.
It'll tell you on the page it was sold by.
All right.
They'll
Right.
give you the store name. So there's the ones
Right.
you usually either put it in a box or an envelope.
Right,
'Cause
because it's usually
I've had
it's
paints.
procured by.
But I mean, so it wasn't packaged correctly.
Oh,
But if you look at the picture too, it got busted up in
Oh
transit.
my
like
God,
the whole
you're-
container got busted up.
and you're not lying. Oh my gosh.
Dick,
Hold
remember
on.
when I bought that green paint?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
The tip got busted,
Oh, hold
and
on, let me-
I got with the vendor. I was like, yeah, you guys need to ship it in a box with the bubble wrap. This
Yeah.
whole putting it in one of those little plastic bags with nothing in there, that's not gonna cut it.
Right.
It's like I opened it up, it got all on my floor, on my
Oh.
fingers. Now I have a green thumb and green finger, but that's not
Remember
gonna cut
that.
it.
No, I remember that. It was you were
Yeah,
pretty
I
pissed.
mean,
you
And
almost,
they
you
sent
almost,
me
you
another
almost
one,
left. Yeah.
same way. Tip was
Yeah.
broken again.
I'm extra frustrated because I got paint on one of my favorite shirts.
Oh man.
And it's just like, with paint, it's like 50-50 whether or not it's going
Right.
to come out in the wash,
right. And that's texture, right? That's the texture.
Yeah, it's
crap?
texture paint.
Ooh, man, look at that. Looks just like a bad diaper. Sorry, I'm sorry. I need to keep.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, that's pretty messed up, dude.
Yeah, it was all busted open. So, anyways, Amazon was good about it. They said, "We'll send you out another one right away. Here's a QR code for free shipping. Please send it back to us." And
They want you to send that back.
I guess as part of their return policy. But yeah, so I agree to send that back, and then they went ahead and shipped me another one.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, I've had busted up stuff, and they'll say, "Don't even bother." Just,
Yeah, like with those paint bottles. Yeah, they even told me don't even worry
Yeah.
about it.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
worry about
Well,
sending it back.
it probably would have gone that way if I had talked to somebody, but I just used their automated thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll talk to them. Like,
Oni says, "Give him the phone. Give him the phone. give me that phone, Uncle. Give me that phone before I go back to the basement."
LA Awesome will remove that, Methos. Thank you. I'm gonna have to do that.
I bet you can imagine how that conversation went. The second time it happened,
Ooh.
I just said, "Look, this is how it's gonna go down. I don't want you sending me another one because once I get it, I'm 100% sure it's gonna be busted. I'm gonna get paint on my floor again. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through that BS again. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna give me my money back. I'm gonna keep the damn paint. But you're gonna give me my money back." It's like, but what if we just give you a new? It's like, no. Just give me my money.
I remember you were pretty pissed.
Oh yeah,
Man, you were really pissed. Like we were.
like
was it on our?
it was the quiet angry. It was one of our just
yes,
hangout and paints.
Our hangout
like,
on Tuesdays. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I opened it up and
Oh man, it was bad. It was all over the place. Got them all over the place. No, that was a spill. That was a spill night.
that was a
Oh,
different one.
Yeah. Whew.
Um,
In either case, you were not happy.
I also broke out the Vallejo Surface Primer and primed up those 24 models that I assembled last week. That was on my pork chop last week.
Nice.
And also, I got in my Felinid Kazarkin for my Imperial Guard Kazarkin. Those who don't know are the Imperial Guard elite soldiers, and I mean they're badass. They can take 5 special weapons for every squad of 10, plus the sergeant. So you're really getting 6 special weapons and just 4 regular lasgun guys, hot shot lasguns. So they're still kind of special. And so hot shot lasguns are still strength 4, like a regular lasgun, or well, a little stronger than a regular lasgun, but they're like -2 AP. -3 if you give them take aim, so you can give them like basically las cannon AP if you want to. They're only strength 4, but if you give enough shots, some of those are going to get through. But then, so there's those. Plus, I put a plasma on the sergeants. a hot shot sniper rifle, which does a flat 3 damage, 2 Meltas and 2 Plasmas in each squad. So they're pretty awesome. I got 3 units of those. Those are actually something I got for my birthday last month. They finally came in,
Nice.
and so they took very little assembly, because most of it was like 1 or 2 pieces. Add in an arm here, put them all on bases. Sometimes you got to fix the one leg up Captain Morgan kind of poses, but for the most part they were very easy to assemble. There took a little cleanup because like they still had some gates from where they were printed. For the most part, very clean prints. There was one that kind of annoyed me because it was like on one of the sergeants where one of the gates was like kind of stuck to her face, and the face is like where you want smooth textures to be able.
It's a moneymaker. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hopefully that one comes out okay. I smoothed it out as best as I could, but like it was a weird angle because they had like the hair kind of swooping over the face, and the gate was kind of stuck to the face, and so I got in as close as I could. But other than that, they were very clean prints, easy to work with, very fun to put together and put on bases and stuff like that. I put them all 30 of them, put them together, put them on bases, and primed them too. So I primed over about 60 models this week.
Whoa!
And still had time to finish the field ordnance batteries. Yeah, and so I've just been really chipping away at things. Yeah. So, working at it. I'm painting a couple things for friends. The BattleTech I'm painting up for a friend. I started this week. And I've got the Grey Knight I put together. It's now primed up, ready for paint, for my friend Garrett. Because I want to have at least one thing for each of the 3 friends that I wanted to paint something for by the time we do our little post-Christmas get-together later in the month. I think the 22nd. And so I've got a couple things I'm going to start. I've really kind of like done a lot of committing this month because like there are those 3 models I want to paint for my friends. And then on top of that, I am doing part of G the Hyper Sapiens January challenge was pick something in your backlog and finish it off. Something that you've started but not finished. It's his free for all thing, and I'm part of his Discord and Facebook now, and so I want to participate. And so I think I named the field cannons, that Terminator, and this guy, which is like already 80% of the way done. I'm going to finish him up by the end of January as part of the project. But also, is that enough? No, I committed to more. Over on Morty and Glory's channel, he's part of the Imperial Guard community that I've been part of for, like really enjoying, going to the streams, chatting in the Discord, stuff like that. Morty and Glory's been like the Imperial Guard community, for a while, and I've been really getting into Guard, as you guys know. And so, anyways, they're doing a kicking off the year with what's called a Kriegmas challenge, a painting kind of thing, where they've got the people, the people in the Discord representing different regiments, and they vow to paint X amount of models, and you name whatever you're going to paint for your regiment and stuff like that. Acadians, of course, here represent, and you vow what you're going to paint between all the way to the end of February, and those that hit their goals get that total score added to their regiment. Those that didn't hit their score, basically lose those points, and they get the title in the Discord as Oathbreaker for the rest of the year. Damn. So I may have overcommitted because I just looked at all the stuff I primed, right? And I just said I just primed 60 models, right? I was like, yeah, all this Imperial Guard stuff I just primed. I'll go ahead and commit to that. And I've got my 2 Sentinels I need to paint. I'll throw those in. And yeah, and so I committed to 62 models basically. And I'm like, so 62 models in 2 months, and one of them's a short month. That's a little more than a model a day. That's like a model and a half a day. So I got to make sure that I'm really putting out the paint this.
You've been doing some work. You've been doing the work.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a good start to it, and just got to make sure I keep this momentum up. And so I am at 9, 12. I'm at 12. So we're only on the 6th. I'm at 12 models so far for the year. So got to keep this momentum going.
12?
12, yeah.
Some rookie numbers. You need to step it up.
I need to step it up.
Step it up. Rookie numbers. I need to see you in the triple digits.
Triple digits. But yeah, that's my pork chop. Finally, that's my pork chop. So now, I guess we can finally talk about the news, huh?
The elephant in the room. Oh, do tell.
I will grab the article real quick if we want to go straight from the article.
Yeah.
Or it's a pair of articles, but war.
I mean, you can call them whatever you want. Care, regardless.
Which I'm glad they got rid of this stupid thing.
Because I have the two half-naked space marines dancing, kind of representing our two armies. I almost thought about putting up a grumpy cat in the Custodes helmet, going good.
Freaking everybody got armor at these hats.
Somebody when they were in the Meta Watch had been talking about, they were still thinking about how to buff AdMech, and one of the things that they had considered was taking Armor of Contempt away from everybody else and giving it to some of the AdMech units. I was like, well, that'll really set the at the very least the Custody players set them off. But okay. Custodes, and then probably Space Marine players too.
Okay.
Come on, load faster. There we go. There we go, brother. Oh, would you mind showing those close-ups of my field ordnance that I sent in the chat? Because I know me showing off the pictures or showing off on the webcam is okay, but I just actually took.
Done and done.
Sweet. Here are the close-ups if anyone's interested on how the ordnance batteries came out.
Very sexy. Man, that swamp turned out really good, dude.
Thank you, brother. At first, I had sent the work in progress pictures to our chat group earlier, where it was just the hot glue, and of course, you know what color hot glue dries as, and some of our friends thought it looked questionable.
I really do like your heat bloom. I'm not just saying it.
Thank you, brother.
I'm not being an ass. I really do like it. That
Did you have to say it in that
really
tone?
good. What?
Did you have to say it in that tone?
What? Why do you gotta stir some crap, man? I actually do like this. And I do like it.
Thank you, brother.
It looks really good.
There's so much green and metal color in my work that And
This
felt the
really
need
breaks it apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that looks really good. Ah, very nice. So that's all hot glue.
It's hot glue plus the basing, the swamp effect
Okay, gotcha.
paint that I put down.
Okay.
But because these, I wasn't really able to flip the tray upside down to make it look like I've usually got everything deep in the swamp. I instead built up the texture by using the hot glue, and kind of like we do with the lava sometimes. And so everything is set a little deeper in the swamp stuff.
Gotcha.
And it helps me add volume and bulk without actually using up all my paint,
Nice.
This reminds me, seeing these close-ups, that I need to black my rims before I put this in the book as done.
It looks good, man.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, and we want to go to the article, yeah? Article.
Also, I finally got around to doing my... I know I said I was going to work on a lot of videos last weekend, and the only one I actually got around to doing was doing my Gilliman showcase. So that is up on our YouTube Shorts if anyone wants to check that out after the show. Well, it's up on everywhere, actually. It's up on TikTok, Instagram, our YouTube Shorts, wherever you guys want to see it.
So this is a chapter prove Arcs of Omen. Interesting. Mission pack, huh?
Yep. Arcs of Omen, of course, being the new season that we're going to be in. I was going to resist grabbing the season book, but I don't know. There's so much different about this season that I might want to grab it. There's a lot of interesting stuff here. A new gameplay mode that's like a combat patrol but indoors, called boarding actions. It's a whole new game type. 500 points. You play like in corridors and stuff like that.
Huh.
It's really neat. As I mentioned on the show last week, new detachments. So as of this season, all the other detachments go away.
Right.
There's no... Hey, great to see you, Brother Atlas. I'm having a game with this guy tomorrow. That's part of my hobby update.
Nice.
We're going to have a little guard-on-guard action. But yeah, so if you'll notice the detachment
Atlas.
there...
Sorry, Methos.
Oh, go ahead.
Atlas, I have a thing. So for our game for your birthday, I know you and I are playing. You're doing your guard and I'm doing baton. If you manage to beat me, I will give you one of my armies, your choice.
Ooh.
Except for my baton. I just got them. Not them. That includes my Custodes.
Dang.
And my Age of Sigmar armies. Your pick.
What?
It's only if you beat me.
You can do it!
Kick his ass, He-Bass.
That was my thing.
I
like it.
A little spice to the pot.
Yeah.
Making it interesting.
Yeah, most def. Very nice.
So taking a look at the Arcs of Omen detachment. All of our previous detachments are gone. No battalions, no patrols, no vanguard. They're all gone. And you'll see on the screen here the new Arcs of Omen detachment. And first and foremost, you'll see it is CP cost 0. This is a free detachment. So that's going to be, first of all, it's pretty cool because we're saving points on our detachment.
Yeah, but it's still gonna take for like warlord traits and
Yeah,
other
so that's
traits.
kind of the idea. Is everybody's getting their detachments for free, but you're going to be spending in other places. So not only can you still spend for warlord traits and relics, there is a new one that lets you any characters you could only have one of in a detachment before. You can now take a second one. So like Space Marines, you can only take one captain in a Space Marine detachment.
So theoretically, you can take another captain.
Yep, you can spend 1 CP and take 2 captains.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
So
I imagine it would be the same way with the call.
let's say if I had Trajan, I can have another Trajan.
It still doesn't work for unique named characters, but like you could have
Then I don't
multiple
like it.
shield captains.
I don't. So does that mean I could have 2 ship captains on Dawn Eagle Jet Bikes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that, which I think would really ramp up some power there. So you'll notice you need 1 HQ unless you're Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights, obviously because Knights are all Lord of Wars. And anything that goes with that HQ, it can be 3 of anything. So you've got your classic, like a battalion, 3 troops. Or if you want to go elite heavy, you can do 1 HQ and 3 elites, 1 HQ and 3 fast attack, 1 HQ and 3 heavy support, or 1 HQ and 3 Lords of War. So, and then on top of that, but wait, there's more. So it's just 1 and any 3 of those things you want. And then you've got all your optionals. So you can have up to either 0 to 9 extra troops, 0 to 3 extra elites. So, I mean, that's like you could go full tilt on an elite army and go an HQ, 3 mandatory elites, and then 3 extra elites, 6 elite slots. And then look, if you look below that, they give us an extra thing at this bottom here that says elite character units only. You guys ever run into a problem where you have trouble fitting in, like, I want these elites, I want these dreadnoughts and the Terminators and stuff like that, but then you also want a character.
When I'm creating my facilities list, I can only have 1 elite because they're points.
Oh yeah, the points heaviness I totally get.
Yeah. So that's all cool and all, but yeah, it's
this
mandatory. That's not gonna work for the custodies.
Oh,
just because it costs.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's just one example. Like I said, you can do 1 and 3 of anything. So 3 troops. If you want to go real bike heavy, you could go 1 HQ and 3 bikes. You know, it lets you mix and match.
3 bike units, right?
Yeah. 1 and 3 of any unit.
Yeah. So with mine, I only run 1 bike unit of 5.
Right. It's just hypothetical.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a new slot called Elite Characters. So you have your 1 HQ slot. You can have 3 elite mandatory, another 3 elite optional, and then on top of that, you could take 3 more elite characters. It's pretty cool.
It's an elite character.
Yeah, like a apothecary is an elite, and it is an elite slot, but it's also a special character. Commissar is the same thing. You know, so like most of your characters are HQs, but some of them fit in the elite slot. But you can have up to 3 extra HQs, so a potential of 4 HQs. Up to 6 heavy supports, up to 6 Lords of War. So, I mean, there's room in this list for everything. So they've made a free detachment and just made it really big. You know, it's unless you're going for something very specifically themed to spam a lots of, you know, there's a lot of room in here to basically take whatever you want, and it not sacrifice any CP to do it. Normally, to get these many slots, you'd have to take like 2 battalions, a battalion and a patrol, or 2 patrol, and you would have to end up spending CP to do all that. Now it's just one big ass one that comes free. All right, Freak. I'm done interrupting you. You can go back to the sexy voice for reading time.
No worries, man. Let's see where we. Where do you want to start at? I guess we can start right up here. Chapter approved Arts of Omen Grand Tournament Mission Pack. Games played using the new mission pack will inform the next season of MetaWatch data, so we're really keen to see what players make of the opportunities it presents. There are some key changes to the ways you will build armies and play matched play games using the mission pack, which we'll cover here. As you mentioned, Methos, all players using this mission pack will now build their armies using the new Arcs of Omen detachment. This flexible detachment allows players extra choice in theming their armies by taking one compulsory HQ choice, unless they're Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights, and 3 compulsory choices from either troops, elite, fast attack, heavy support, or Lords of War. The rest of your Arcs of Omen detachment can then be filled out with optional choices, including flyers and fortifications. This makes army construction easier and more flexible and allows players to take less commonly seen units such as Lords of War without incurring a command point cost. Using the Battle Brothers rule, small allied forces can also be fielded alongside the Arc of Omen detachments of certain armies. The Suryani and Drakari armies in need of a comic relief can add a patrol detachment of Harlequins. For example, while the Astra Militarum Arc of Omen detachment can be joined by Militarum Tempestus patrol for some drop troop support. Neither the Arcs of Omen detachment nor your allied detachment costs any command points, nor does placing units in strategic reserve. As both players start with 6 CP, you'll have plenty of points to spend on customizing your army with requisition stratagems or making bold tactical choices in-game. Every faction gets their own secondary objectives in the book, including newer armies like Leagues of Votann and World Eaters. Existing secondary objectives have been refined or replaced across the board. A bunch of universal objectives now offer bonus CP if you make good use of troops. These trusty soldiers are valued for a reason. And you can see here's the oh, that's a stratagem, or is that considered a stratagem?
It's a secondary objective.
Secondary objective, that's right. No mercy, no respite, grind them down. Huh, that's what we say at Chippendales, grind them down. Huh. Progressive objectives. Some battles can only be won through bloody attrition. At the end of the battle round, you score 3 VP. If more enemy units than friendly units were destroyed this battle round. If one or more enemy units were destroyed by troops units, Armature class units, or War Dog class units from your army this battle round, you gain 1 command point. Then the Blood God's Due, World Eater's progressive objective is, at the end of each player's turn, score 1 VP for each objective marker on the battlefield that was drowned in blood that turn. For an objective marker to be drowned in blood, 1 or more units, excluding vehicle units, that started that turn within range of that objective marker must have been destroyed that turn. Hence, the blood.
A very thematic take on the whole take an objective your opponent already had.
Yes, making them bleed.
Make him bleed.
Bleed.
Make him bleed, young blood.
Oh. Munitorum Field Manual 2023, Mark 1. Alongside the new chapter-approved mission pack, the Montorum Field Manual has been updated in line with the feedback we've received and the observations we've made over the last season of matched play to bring the points value of every unit in the Warhammer 40k game more in line with our expectations. Some highlights include Space Marines are seeing large point changes across the entire range. For example, war gear and weapon options are now largely free to choose from. There are also notable changes to a variety of base model costs ranging from Reavers to Repulsors. Adeptus Mechanicus have benefited from an army-wide points review with war gear costs dropping amongst troop choices and many vehicles getting a price dip, with the aim of improving their overall win rate and list diversity. Chaos Space Marines are receiving lots of free or discounted war gear options for vehicles and Legionnaires. I can English. With the intention of making these less frequently taken unit from appealing to players. Chaos Demons get a wave of cost reductions. These focus heavily on less commonly chosen units like Blood Crushers and Plague Bearers. Regular Demon Hunters will be pleased to learn that the cost of Flamers remains unchanged. Tyranids should see their meta reshaped by a complete points overhaul. Cost bumps for beasts like the Carnifex and Zoanthropes are aimed at encouraging more focus on their horde play style, which while keeping an army of elite monsters as a viable option. Gene Stiller Colts have undergone a thorough review of war gear and weapon option costs to shake up viable builds. Neophyte hybrids and acolyte hybrid squads will find themselves with more points to play with, while speedy Athlon Jackals grab free war gear in exchange for a nudge upwards in base price. So there you have it. You've got the you got some of the changes there. Let's see, balanced data sheets.
You want to take a look at the data sheet?
Yeah,
or
which
do you
one
want
are
to
we?
look at the points?
Well, no. We're gonna look at the balanced data sheet, right?
Okay, yeah, let's look at that first.
So let's see. Let me grab that bad boy. We'll grab that bad boy. Let's look at that bad boy. Okay, let's zoom this bad boy in. The balance sheet. Let me make sure it is looking good. No, I said eunuch. You heard me correctly. What? All right, let's see. Sorry. Okay. Universal matched play. Aircraft. Let's see here. Let's see, bodyguard ability. So let's just go through it. So the aircraft, when mustering your army for a matched play game, it cannot include more than one aircraft model if you are playing a combat patrol or incursion-sized game, more than 2 aircraft models if you are playing a strike force-sized game, or more than 3 aircraft models if you are playing an onslaught-sized game. You know what? That's actually very interesting that they've put limitations to the amount of aircraft that can be taken. You know, before it really didn't matter. You know, it's like if you had the points, the ability, you can just take how many aircraft you freaking wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the number they actually, I think, was last year's change. The next section is going to be what they're adding this year.
Yeah. Well, that's the only one because we hardly ever play aircraft.
Oh yeah.
So
I really want to start playing more with my aircrafts.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Let's see. Indirect firepower or fire weapons. Okay, here it goes. This is the one that really makes.
The big part for aircrafts is the second paragraph.
Oh, don't yell at me.
No, I was just letting you know.
You're yelling. Okay. Which one is the
aircraft units? Aircraft.
I gotcha. Aircraft unit. Do you want to read it? You can read it. If you want to read it,
you've got the sexy voice.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you let me. Okay, hold on. Aircraft units from your army must start the battle in strategic reserves. If the total points values of players' aircraft unit is more than half of the total points values of their army, that player's aircraft unit must still start the battle in strategic reserves, and then no other unit from their army can be a strategic reserve or reinforcement unit. Really?
Yep, so
Right.
your aircrafts can't come in until turn 2.
Okay. That's interesting. So they really may not even be in play until turn 3.
Well, you got to keep in mind, they move 20 inches minimum,
Yeah.
and they usually have long range on their weapons. So I think turn 2, as soon as they come in,
yeah.
they've got... I think they'll be fine once they come in turn 2.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
it's
interesting.
I'm not sure how to feel about this, because one of the reasons people weren't taking aircrafts that much before,
Right.
a lot of them turn 1 would get shot off the table, right? But the other complaint, the other way around from some of the top performing armies like Orcs and Admech, especially if they got to go first, they had some very strong flyers that if they suddenly turn 1 showed up on your side of the board and just started unloading their firepower, it would be a massive alpha strike and give that person an advantage, right?
Right.
So both ways, the people that had underperforming flyers like Space Marines, their aircrafts are less likely to get shot off the table turn 1. And ones that had very strong performing aircrafts like the Eldar, the Orcs, the Admech, they're not deleting things off immediately on turn 1 either. The only thing is that aircrafts are very expensive, and now you're reducing the amount of time that they can be in the game by 20%. One whole shooting phase, right? And it's immediately 20% worse that way. You know what I mean? Missing a whole round of shooting is just...
Yeah, do you think, in your opinion, that this may dissuade the use of... It sounds like this is what they're trying to do, that they're just trying to limit the amount of aircraft use in the games and tournaments and stuff.
I don't know if limit is necessarily the thing. They already did that kind of last year when they put in place the, can't take more than 2 in a regular size game. But I think the starting them in reserves is just kind of limiting more the effect that they have on the game.
Right.
In fact, the Orcs and Admech are basically the reason why they put that in place anyways, because their aircrafts were... Oh, and Eldar, because they're crazy movement. They were dominating the scene. They'd do things like turn 1, not only shooting stuff off the table, but they would move all 3 or more of their flyers up to the front line of their opponent and block their movement, and their opponent couldn't leave their deployment zone turn 1.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't move over their base,
Right.
And so, yeah, they'd fly over, shoot up a bunch of stuff, and block you in your deployment zone while you go get objectives.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
I mean, is kind of a neat tactic like the first couple of times, but then it got to where everybody in tournaments was doing it, and it kind of oppressive.
If an aircraft unit has a rule that is triggered after it has moved, that rule only takes effect if that model ends its move on the battlefield. For example, this means an aircraft unit cannot drop bombs on a unit in a turn in which it ends a move off the battlefield.
Interesting.
Indirect fire weapons. An indirect fire weapon is one that can target units that are not visible to the bearer. Mortars, smart missile systems, impaler cannons, basilisks, screw those guys. If such a weapon targets a unit that is not visible, like crappy basilisks, no models in the target units are visible to the firing unit when you selected it as a target. Then, each time an attack is made with that weapon against that target this phase, Worsen the ballistic skill characteristics of that attack by 1 and add 1 to any armor saving throws made against that attack.
So this is what I was mentioning at the birthday game, where if you target something out of line of sight with a weapon that can shoot out of line of sight,
Yeah.
it gets worse. Now, the thing that they're including here is before this was a rule, and the data slate used to say, basically, except for if you're Imperial Guard, basically.
Yeah.
Imperial Guard had what was called an exemption to this rule.
Right.
This is showing that they've removed that exemption and everybody gets penalized
can.
now.
Damn.
Which
Wow.
immediately, I think you'll be happy to know, immediately is a massive nerf to things like the Basilisk, the Manticore.
Mm-hmm.
I still intend on trying to use my Manticore for the few games, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't get the penalty if you're shooting in line of sight. So if I use it as just a regular long range take, it'll shoot normally, but I'll have the option. If I have it in line of sight and something moves out of line of sight, like say into ruins or something,
Right.
or on the other side, it's like, I have nothing else that can shoot that one thing, and it's only got a few wounds left. I'll have the option to shoot at a worse ballistic skill and worse armor save to get it. So I think that's the way I'm going to try and look at it in the future, at least for a few games. If it's bad, it's bad, and maybe I'll park the Manticore for a while. But
Right.
I'm going to try it as, instead of a indirect fire tank, I'm going to try it as a tank that has a tool, just one tool for a very specific situation in which I can indirect fire, to change my mindset.
Right.
Now, points wise, that's just like us in a casual setting. I think it'll still work okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a competitive setting, the indirect fire tanks like the Basilisk, the Manticore, they cost more than a full ass tank like a Lehman Russ, and are nowhere near as good. So, I mean, if you were in a competitive setting, there's no reason now, because of this change, not to take another tank instead of a Basilisk or Manticore. So, competitively, I think you're not going to see these things for a while.
Right.
I think it's going to be sitting on people's shelves for a hot minute. One thing that is still, and I think Dee and myself, we have a little disagreement on this. I think what's still viable as far as indirect is the infantry options, like those field ordnance batteries I painted up recently, and the little mortar guys. Remember my little mortar teams in the back? I think they're still okay, because infantry can still get an order from their commander called Take Aim, which is exactly the opposite of this rule. Take Aim gives you +1 to hit. This rule gives you a -1 to hit, right?
All right.
And also it gives you +1 AP. This rule gives you a -1 AP. So it kind of cancels it out. And so I think they're still good, personally.
Okay. Oh, no.
Brother Oni, Atlas says, say what? Dude, I'm trying to take you down anyways, but a master painted army by the Basement King himself is some serious motivation.
It's only if he beats me. If he comes close.
I don't know. He's a big guy. I think he can take you on.
He comes close.
What
doesn't cut it.
What you don't know is that right now he's recording a training montage, Rocky style.
Watch the losers.
Yeah. There's no easy way out. All right.
It's like the montage is like him doing a couple of push-ups, and then when he's pushed into the up position, he turns a page of the codex and he does another push-up.
Right. Oh, now I want to play the drums to that again. That's such a fun song to do.
Oh man, we need to go back and finish that music video we were going to make one day.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, now we got the camera of the hell of a lot better quality.
Yeah. And I'm 40 pounds lighter.
Oh yeah. Sexy.
Although I am starting to pack on a little bit of holiday weight, so I gotta get back to where I was.
Yeah, you got this. All right, goes back to, so do we want to go over the bodyguard abilities, Methos, or is there anything in particular you want to highlight on that?
I think I'll just give a quick rundown.
Okay.
Wait, are we gonna play with the new rules?
The new rules go
birthday?
live. I mean, I guess we can talk about that in the group chat, but officially the new rules go live tomorrow.
Right.
But none of us have the book yet, so I mean,
I could swing by tomorrow and pick the rules up.
Hey, I'm the shortest here. I get to be the Yoda on your back.
Oh God. Jesus.
That
Really does. I regret everything. I hate everything about this right now.
Actually, yeah. I guess there's no need to put it in the chat. Atlas, it's your birthday, man.
Happy birthday, bitch. Okay.
Oni said he's willing to pick up the new rules. I think they technically go live tomorrow.
If they're in stores tomorrow, I can just.
Yeah, I think they went up for pre-order. Well, I don't know how long the pre-order was. The pre-order was last week, so I think they come out this weekend or next weekend.
Yeah, usually for like rules and stuff, it's
just 1 week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they should be out tomorrow. So Atlas, if you want to use the new season, let us know. Because Oni said he's thinking about grabbing the rule. I was thinking about grabbing him too, but
I was gonna get it anyways.
Oh yeah. A preemptive happy birthday from brother TMP to brother Atlas, Forge in the Wild.
Oh yeah, man.
The quick rundown on the bodyguard ability. So a lot of people were abusing the bodyguard abilities for, actually it's been a hot minute, I think since the beginning of 9th edition. So the bodyguard rule was if there was a bodyguard unit, if you were within like 3 inches or something like that of a bodyguard unit, like in Space Marines, it was company veterans. Also, like Ultramarines had those special veterans that went with Marni's Calgar. He says he's cool with the new rules. Sweet.
Okay.
But if you were within 3 inches of a unit with the bodyguard special rule, you couldn't target them, even if they were the closest one, and even if they didn't have 3 models in their unit. Basically, it was like a souped-up version of the Lookout Sir.
Right.
Well, some people were abusing that because they'd have their bodyguard, and I did this back in 7th and 8th edition against Freak, and it used to make him so pissed.
Screw you. Yeah.
Where one of my HQs, like Belisarius Call, would be standing in the middle, right out in the open, and then behind ruins, out of line of sight, I had the bodyguard unit, and technically they were within the 3 inches to keep anyone from being able to target Call.
But you couldn't target the damn bodyguard. That was that
like
was a great time, wasn't it?
I remember the look on Freak's face. It's like, technically he's closer. Yep. And I'm like, but he's got a bodyguard. He's like, but that makes no sense. I'm like, it's the special rule, and apparently that was a frustration for a lot of people. And so now that's been changed. Instead of having the person be completely untargetable, basically it just says they'll now use the standard Lookout Sir rules, even if they have less than 3 models in their unit. So it's still like an upgraded version of Lookout Sir. Even if there's only 1 bodyguard, they still get the Lookout Sir rule. But it's not as powerful as it used to be, where there's that untargetable situation.
So Marius's bodyguards are pointless then, since it's only 2, not 3.
Well, yeah,
right?
I mean, but they had the souped up rule before, where it just basically made him untargetable. Now it's going to have this rule where it says even if they have less than 3, they still get the Lookout Sir rule. So even if there's only 1 bodyguard in the unit, the character can still benefit from Lookout Sir.
Okay.
Oh man, Sisters of Battle could super abuse the old bodyguard rule too. Oh yeah, the Sisters of Battle one was the most frequently one that was occurring in the tournament scene. It got nerfed the day after someone did it to me for the first time. Not saying I manifested it going away, but they're always listening. Hey man, you believed in it, you manifested your wah energy, and you put it out into the universe, and GW made it come true. So. Yeah, so some people were super abusing that, and so now they cleaned it up and said, you know what? Y'all gonna abuse it, we're gonna take it away. Now y'all get Lookout Sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it. So moving along, we now can go into doctrines. Okay.
This is a change I think you're gonna like.
Yeah. Okay. So we just jump into the Space Marine ones, or should we cover the Chaos Diamonds and the Drakara?
I mean, let's
go
stick
down
with
the
what
line.
we know. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Either way, there's not a lot of data. It seems like it's
Sure.
more on the Space Marines than the Drakaris or anything.
Yeah.
So, Chaos Demons delete the following ability from the Flickering Flames weapons found on the Flamer's datasheet. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, that attack automatically hits the target. It's like a flamer. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, designers note when making attacks with a Flickering Flame weapon, follow the normal attack sequence, rolling to hit using the model's ballistic skill. Makes sense. Okay, Space Marines.
Space Marines.
Space Marines.
I think you're really gonna like this.
Change the combat doctrine's ability to read if every unit from your army has the Adeptus Astartes keyword, including Agent of the Imperium and unaligned units. This unit gains a bonus, see below, depending on which combat doctrine is active for your army. During the first battle round, the Devastator doctrine is active for your army. From the second battle round onwards, at the start of battle round, you can change which combat doctrine is active for your army as follows. Wait, what? If the Devastator doctrine was active for your army during the previous battle round, you can change it so that the tactical doctrine is now then. Really? Okay.
It's no longer mandatory.
Yeah. So if the tactical doctrine was active for your army during the previous battle round, you can change it so that the assault doctrine is now active. Interesting. Designer's notes. Go ahead.
So you know you love your heavy weapons, and I've heard you say on more than one occasion, man, I feel like my fist would be able to give more of a punch if I could just stay in Devastator Doctrine a little longer.
Right.
Well, you got your wish, baby.
That is pretty freaking wild. Designer knows the Devastator Doctrine, Tactical Doctrine, Assault Doctrine effects remain unchanged. Right, that makes sense. It's just the sequence, the order. They're not mandatory to move or to change. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, don't do nothing for me. I still got to wait to turn 3 for Assault Doctrine, but
Well,
and at first I was a little jealous, but I thought about it and I'm like, well, let's take a look. The only Space Marine armies that have been doing well in tournaments lately, or at least decently in tournaments, have been melee Space Marine armies. And so it's really the shooting Space Marines that need the most help. And so I'm like, I'm actually okay with this. Like, would I like to have my Assault Doctrine turn 2? Sure. But I understand.
Let's see. Add the following bullet points to the detachment abilities of an Adeptus Astartes detachment. At the end of your command phase, if one or more Adeptus Astartes troops units from your army are within range of an objective marker you control, that objective marker remains under your control even if there are no models within range of it, unless your opponent controls it at the end of any subsequent phase.
So this is another big buff for Space Marines. People are calling this sticky objective secure. Or sticky objectives. I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
So you no longer, as a Space Marine, have to sit on the objective. you can take it and keep moving. So,
I
like,
don't know how I feel about that.
like with your Terminators,
Yeah.
you were like, man, I kind of would like to go punch something last game.
But you don't want to leave it because it's, you're not within coherence with the damn
The objective.
objective. Yeah.
So now your Terminators can take the objective, next turn, go punch something, and until somebody physically puts models on that objective, it's still your objective.
Okay. Oh, that's weird. Kind of like on video games,
Mm-hmm.
You change it, you can walk away until somebody actually goes and,
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that's going to give Space Marines a little more objective power.
All right. Pretty damn cool.
You're pretty damn cool.
Your face. Adeptus Mechanicus. I'm gonna read those because
The sticky objective rule is really good to buff Marine troops. I agree. Which is why you can stay in Devastator, which is why I'm starting Iron Hands. Iron Hands have probably the best Devastator doctrine ability. I can definitely see that. Plus, I think you're going to have a lot of fun painting up, like Iron Hands are all about having lots of cool vehicles. And so I think you're going to have a lot of fun with that, painting that up. Once you control an objective, you can move away from it and it still be under your control. Exactly. Sorry, I was just catching up with the chat.
Okay. Add the core keyword to the keyword section of the following data sheets. Cataphren Breachers, Cataphren Destroyers. Change the bionic ability on every Adeptus Mechanicus datasheet to read: models in this unit have a 5+ invulnerable save. This affects the following units: Skitarii Rangers, Skitarii Vanguard, Cataphren Breachers, Cataphren Destroyers, Servitors, Iron Striders, and Ballistarii, and Sidonian Dragoons. Really? So they get a 5-up invul?
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember before, but when I used to play AdMech a lot, I had some units that would have a 5-up invul save and some that would have a 6-up invul save. And now basically everything that's got the Bionics invul save, it's all 5+ now. There's no more that are just 6+.
Oh, man. Let's see. Let's go down. Adeptus Sororitas. Change the first bullet point in the Gaining Miracle Dice section of the Acts of Faith ability to read: at the start of each turn, you gain 1 Miracle Dice. Are you ever going to play them?
Yes.
Good.
That, I'm going to continue working on my guard because, I've started this project, but that is going to be my new army for 2023. Is I'm going to work on my Sisters Battle after I get my guard together.
Right. So we're gonna look at orcs. When mustering an orc's army, it cannot no, that's not right. I'm sorry, I apologize. Sorry. When mustering an orc's army, it cannot include more than 3 of each of the following models: Boondakas Wagons, Custom Booster Blasters, Megatrack Scrap Jets, Rocket Truck Squig Buggies, and Shock Jump Dragsters. Change the Stage 1 and 2 effect of the War to read: Stage 1 called the War. Orcs core and orc character units from your army are eligible to declare charge even if they advance this turn. Add 1 to the strength and attack characteristics of orcs models from their army. Orcs models from your army have a 5+ invulnerable save. And then stage 2, getting stuck in, add 1 to strength and attack characteristics of orcs models from your army. Orcs models from your army have a 6+ invulnerable save.
Man, I got really lucky on those invul saves from the WoW the last time we played.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're lucky.
But someone has requested a rematch against
Hell yeah,
the orcs.
damn it! It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
5+ and 6+ are not necessarily very reliable saves. Will I be so lucky this next time around?
And we'll be playing with the new rules.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, sure. And that's pretty much Oh, Adeptus Custodes. Oh, here we go. Here comes shenanigans. Change the third bullet points of detachment abilities of an Adeptus Custodes detachment to read. Adeptus Custodes core infantry units and Anathema Sakana troops units in Adeptus Custodes detachment gains the objective secured ability. See Warhammer 40,000 core book. Change the Adeptus Custodes keyword in all instances on the Arcane Genetic Alchemy and Emperor's Auspice stratagems to read Adeptus Custodes infantry. There you
That didn't
welcome.
really change.
Nah, that really didn't. Just not a lot. It's not really much of a
It's the
change.
same as last year.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know what's the
What's new?
yeah. So ooh, big whoop, got
What's
it.
new?
The only thing I know is that a couple more of your units got the objective secure. I don't know what the second bullet point is.
I don't get it. Change the
Pretty much
keyword to all this is on
The alchemy, pretty much the Custodes version of the.
Transhuman. Yeah, I just don't know what's
Transhuman.
different about that.
Yeah, it's the same. Because last year they took it away from the bikes because the bikes could use it. Until last year they took it away, so only infantry can use it.
Yeah.
So I mean that didn't really change.
Hmm.
I don't know. You want to see some points? Because I know you were like, well, I need to see how many points I'm going to be saving with this lack of
Yeah.
armor.
Let's see the
The Minotaur.
I
Minotaur
don't care how many points you're saving. I'm just
Shenanigans.
glad nobody.
dirt bag.
Tony didn't have it. Nobody.
Oh
Now-
my god.
I have heard, and I don't know what the comparison is. I haven't looked into it yet, but I have heard that the Voton had some price hikes.
Yeah, I've heard that. Too.
What? Say anything.
I'm not sure how the Custodies are doing points wise. I did see not long before we went live, Auspex put out a video on the new Custodies, so he'll probably have good
I
insight
think
on.
a couple of points went down just for the actual Custodies, like the Custodies.
I don't think
product.
it'll be making that many changes. Yeah.
It's not a lot of points, just 5 points.
Gotcha.
5-point difference.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Let's just.
It's not like it matters what Custodies get because I might lose them.
Oh, that's a good
I might be
point.
losing them.
Yeah, man, you put that out there. You put that dangling carrot.
So I want Atlas to bring his A game.
Damn, called out.
They got a hike in price now that everybody can play more Voton. Oh yeah. One of the ally systems, all Imperial.
Be right back, guys.
Ally Voton now. So there's a lot more people going to be picking up Voton soon in the future because it'll be legal for them to put it with their Imperial units. And you know what? I think, Freak and I kicked around the idea of painting up some Voton this year. Joining you in the little in the Voton painting enjoyment, and now. No matter how big or small we of the Voton we paint, it could be legal to put them with one of our existing armies. So I think it's cool. And all it takes is a patrol detachment. So being able to use them in game as an ally might be some extra motivation. They gotta hike the points now that everyone can play them. Plasma and Scepters got massive price drops. Man, I've been wanting to put some Plasma and Scepters in my Ultramarines, huh?
I don't think they're that good.
I think plasma in general is pretty good. I've always loved plasma weapons. Just because the AP is so good, you know, and nice high strength, good range. The only thing that a lot of people didn't like the plasma inceptors for is because you get so many shots that if you overcharge them, you've got a really high chance of blowing yourself up and killing yourself. And so people weren't using them for a while because they're like, why would you take a plasma unit you can't overcharge without killing yourself?
Oh, I know you brought your A game, Alice. So we played. Because the last one we played, you said you were bringing a competitive list. My reaction to that, you want to play? We gonna play.
I'm going to have to bring a competitive list to play against you. Oh, are you now? I remember that conversation. You did the Ash Ketchum, turn your hat backward after that.
I went around and said, I ain't know, bitch.
Use a re-rolling one's ability, and it covers that. I have thought that too, but I think people's concern with that before was that the volume of dice you roll with the plasma scepters, especially if you get that blast ability
you can only
off.
roll one.
Yeah, and so you stick a captain next to them, but the more ones you roll, the more likely you might roll a second one. I think it's still worth it, personally, for just the amount of damage that they can put out in one round. I've seen some pretty cool games where people have done like a kamikaze tactic of deep striking some plasma inceptors, and sure, they'll blow up one or two people in the unit, but the amount of damage that comes out of that round is incredible. Like I saw them drop from orbit and nuke a demon prince once and die. They also died, but they nuked a demon prince. So yeah, I want to get some inceptors for my Ultramarines eventually. I was, because I've been hooked on looking up alternate sculpts on Etsy and stuff like that. Just because I've started with the whole 3D files thing, and there's just so many cool alternate sculpts out there for so many things. And I was like, well, let's see if they have any alternate sculpts of plasma inceptors. They do not. I have not found a single site yet that's got cool plasma inceptors.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's because inceptors have been out of the meta for so long. Nobody's been worried about making STLs for them.
Yeah, nobody's been playing much.
In fact, I almost never see inceptors in a battle report nowadays.
No, dude, I don't remember the last time I played mine.
I've seen a couple.
You have?
Yeah.
Recent?
Tabletop Tactics. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. Man, I have not pulled my inceptors out in a long time.
They didn't do good, but
That's just it. They really don't do well.
I want to try the plasma ones with my Ultramarines for sure. I've got the bolter ones and my white scars. I think would go plasma for the Marines, the Ultramarines. All right, talking about some points costs. Let me pull up the sum of the points. All right. Here we have some of the troops choices. Intercessings are coming down 2 points, but that's a 10% price drop because they were 20 points per intercessor. And you're getting free gear with a lot of. So when you hear some of these points drops, in addition to the points you hear numerically, keep in mind you're also getting free gear with a lot of these things, and so you're getting additional points on top of that. For instance, intercessors here, they're coming down 2 points per model. So on a whole squad, you'll save 10 points. On a minimum squad, rather, 20 points on a full squad. And you're getting your grenade launchers, which are usually 5 points a pop. for free, and even Thunderhammers for free on your Intercessor squad.
Mm.
So save even more points there. And Thunderhammers, of course, being like the more damaging way to go on Intercessors. Same thing with your Assault Intercessors. They're down to 17 points. That is an 11% point reduction.
Mm.
The Sergeant gets free gear, including a Thunderhammer.
Nice.
Heavy Intercessors.
That's usually but 5 points, huh?
Yeah. Oh, the Thunderhammer, I think it's more expensive than that. I think
it?
the Thunderhammer used to be 10 points.
10 points.
The Heavy Intercessors get free Heavy Bolters now. And they've come down 5 points per model. That's an 18-point reduction.
Mm.
So we need to. I've always felt like Heavy Intercessors, big Primaris Heavy Bolter boys would should be a troop's choice in your fists someday.
Yeah.
We might have
might
to print you out at some point.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Incursors get free Haywire Mines, and they've come down 3 points, making them a 15% point reduction. Infiltrators, I know you've got some Infiltrators coming in your Black Templars.
Yes, sir.
They have come down 4 points. That's a 17% discount. And you get a free upgrade to Helix Gauntlet or Comms Array. The Comms Array is kind of neat, but the Helix Gauntlet is basically like having a little mini apothecary in your unit. So they're pretty good. And that's a free upgrade now.
Nice.
Tactical squads actually are unchanged in points. So if you're just looking at straight base squads, tactical squads are now as pricey as Intercessors. However, you got to keep in mind the tactical squad gets more gear options. And so what you're getting for free in all your free gear now, you get a free heavy weapon of your choice, melta guns, melta cannons, or multi-meltas, grav cannons, las cannons, free special weapons if you're running a 10-man squad. So, your plasma, flamer, melta, and the sergeant gets free war gear, including free upgrades to their melee weapons and free combi weapons. So again, you could, I know you like plasma, man. You could go combi plasma on the sergeant and melta, and a melee. So get your power sword, power thunderhammer, power fist in. You could, get all your heavy weapons in, put a las cannon or a missile launcher in that squad. Take all that free gear and really up the damage output of that squad. Because I know it's like sometimes, both of us would take some of our tactical squads just straight bolters to save on points. But now you're getting all that gear for free.
Nice.
So those are the troops choices. We're going to look at elites choices now. Gressors, huge discount. You're getting a 25% discount. So they were 40 to 45 points per aggressor. They're now 30 points per aggressor. 25% discount. And there's no more upgrading for bolters. It used to be 5 points more to take the bolter loadout. Now if you take the bolter loadout, now that it's free, your discount goes from 25% up to 33%. Veteran Intercessors. I don't know anybody who still takes Veteran Intercessors. They used to be popular in Aviation.
Right.
They got a 9% discount and free war gear. A Centurion Assault Squads. Maybe it's time for me to finally paint up mine for my White Scars. I was thinking earlier, I need to get in a game with my White Scars sometime because I don't think I've played with them in a year now. Anyways.
Hasn't been that long?
Huh?
Hasn't been that long?
It feels like it. I mean, I could be wrong just because I've been on a big guard kick and then orc kick before that. But the Centurion Assault squad that I need to paint up is gotten an 8% discount. Not massive. But the heavy bolters, it's a 8% discount for heavy bolters, but hurricane bolters that were 10 points and melta guns that were 5 points are now free. So, I mean, being able to upgrade to melta for free is pretty awesome. And hurricane bolters, you've seen how many shots they can put out.
Yeah, definitely.
Reavers are now only 16 points, so they are. One of the problems with taking Reavers before is that they weren't as good as your Intercessors, but they cost more. Now, they're 2 points cheaper than your Intercessors, 16% discount. Get your mobility options for free. So whether you're taking the grab shoots or the grapple launchers, either way, those are free now. 16% discount. Scouts get a 2 point discount, but you get free missile launchers in your scout squads now. Pretty cool.
That's interesting. Yeah.
You get free camo cloaks and free sniper rifles. So, I don't necessarily know if that's enough to make me go back to try. Ever since, man, I remember how easily your squad of 5 intercessors just wiped the floor with my 10 scouts. I'm like, I don't know if I'm taking those again. Like, they're cheap now, and you're getting a lot of free stuff. But
right.
Man, you ate through them so quick. I died on my own charge phase. How did that? Oh, man, they're bad. But the elites are looking good. Lots of free savings there.
Yeah.
What else we got? Oh, I know what elite choices you're going to like to see. All Terminators. So whether you're taking the old school Terminators, the Tartaros Terminators, any of the Relic versions, they're all 33 points now. So that is a nice little discount, 33 points for Terminator. There was a time where not long ago, where there were 50 points of Terminator.
Yeah.
So now you're looking at about a 25% or 24% discount. And free war gear, no matter which loadout you're taking, whether it's the Power Fist, the stock option Power Fist in Storm Bolters, or if you're upgrading like you've been experimenting with lately, missile launchers and thunder hammers and shields. That's all free now. Assault squad with shields and hammers. And by the way, now that Armor of Contempt is gone, having the shield is really important now to get that invul save, and a Terminator will go down to a 1-up save with the Storm Shield. So I think Storm Shields on a Terminator are really going to be...
I thought a 1 was an automatic fail.
You always fail on a 1, but the thing about a 1-up save is that even if somebody has a -1 weapon, you count up from 1 instead of counting up from 2. So if I have a 1-up save and you hit me with a las cannon, -3, I go from AP, or from 1-up to 2-up, 3-up, 4-up. I'm on a 4-up now. Whereas if I was just on a 2-up save, I would have gone to a 5-up. So you count down and then you count back up. Make sense? The 1 will always fail, but it's good for negating AP. Hello?
Hi. What? What is it?
Oh no, it's just there was just silence after.
Oni, he's like, I don't know about this. What the hell? I mean, I can see it.
And then Methos got quiet.
So, that's another thing. Now that it's free, Freak, you may want to try putting, the Cyclone missile launcher. That doesn't replace your shields and hammers. That goes on top of your shoulder.
Right.
So you could try that free missile launcher on the new, Thunderhammer Storm Shield combo you've been trying lately. I think that'll be pretty cool. Get some.
Yeah, I'll have to redo. I'm going to be looking at my list here pretty soon, especially for the game.
People who use veterans, they're Stern Guard and Vanguard veterans, both unchanged at 20 points, but all the gear, including the 5-point combi weapons, are now free. Power weapons are now free if you're taking the melee version. The Relic Blade on the Sergeant is now free. Thunder Hammer is 10 points, came down 2 points, and the Power Fist is now 5 points, came down 3 points. So overall, I mean, if you're going veterans, I just got done saying I don't know anyone who's still taking the veterans. I'm a liar. One thing I wasn't thinking about that has still been real popular lately is the melee veterans with the jump packs. So now that all this gear is free, there's really no reason, there's really no reason why I think that we'll be seeing the end of jump pack veterans anytime soon. I think with free gear, we're going to see that even more often. Next, dreadnoughts. We all love some dreadnoughts here, right? The venerable and ironclad dreadnoughts and the old school dreadnoughts all get free gear. So we in this group, or at least Freak and I, have always loved the Last Cannon dreadnoughts, even when they were considered not meta because the last cannons were too expensive.
Yep.
Well, they laughed at us when we said we're going to take last cannons anyway. But now that they're free, everyone will be taking the last cannons. Who laughs now?
Almost sounds like a Vigar.
So yeah, I love that our double last cannons are going to be nice and free now. Contemptor Dreadnought is down 10 points. That's a 7% discount. The Invictor Tactical Warsuit, I love my Warsuit, down 20 points, nice 12% discount.
Mm-hmm.
The Redemptor Dreadnought, what's considered the best of the Space Marine Dreadnoughts. Their points remain unchanged, but they didn't get passed over. They're still getting free gear, which gives them a 6% discount. And so before, a lot of people were going the DACA version with the all assault cannons because it was the cheaper option. But now the plasma may see more use because it's free now. Blade Guard veterans are unchanged. I can see why Blade Guard veterans didn't get a discount because everybody uses Blade Guard veterans. But that's them, and the company veterans are like the only thing that didn't really get a discount out of our elite section. Fast attack assault squads. We may see some junk pack assault squads come back. The gear's free now, including the really expensive ones that they used to have. The Eviscerator Blade, that big ass chainsword, is now free. The Meltas are free, and Power Fists are all free. The Attack Bike, 50 points, and the Multi-Melta is now free. It was 10 points before, and it was, even with the extra points, it was always the best choice before. It's come down 17% now. The Invader ATV is now considered a good rival for the Attack Bike because it's 70 points and a free Multi-Melta. So the Melta variation has come down 18%. Land Speeders, all variations are now get free Multi-Meltas and Assault Cannons. So they're saving between 5 and 10 points there. And the new speeders, the Hail Strike is down 8%. The Hammer Strike is down 14%. The Thunder Strike. I want to get some of the new land speeders at some point. They look pretty cool, but they're all down between 8 and 14%.
Primaris ones?
I thought about running
the
my
new
land
Primaris
speeders
ones.
again. Yeah.
I got one.
A land
I'll
speeder?
sell it to you.
That's cool.
Let's see.
I'll sell it to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need it. It came in one of those Battle Force boxes.
Heck yeah. Let's definitely chat about that. Bike squads. Okay, now this is what we were talking about before, Freak, and I think you've been doing some great work with your experiments lately. Bike squads are now 30 points and free gear. So now you can load them up with the most expensive. You can go full Melta or full Plasma. You know, you can go to
and then
Plasma
roll
or
once.
Melta.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
All
you-
right, I got all the toys.
Yeah, you may
I roll
want to.
ones.
You may want to go Melta with the way you roll.
Yeah.
So you can take 2 bikes with Meltas, and on the Sergeant take a combi Melta. That is 3 Melta shots or Plasma out of the 1 bike squad. And now suddenly, where before the bikes were just bolter and chainsword and you weren't getting much DACA out of it, you can get some serious damage out of your bike squad now. And it's free. You don't have to worry about it being
Yeah,
the most
psych
expensive
free.
build now. So, yeah, the bike squads are looking real good now. Outriders also got a 23% discount. They're down to 35 points a bike. And scout bikes are down to 30 points with free gear. But I don't. That's another thing. I don't think I've seen anybody run since like 7th edition scout bikes. Inceptors are down to 40 points a model, and the plasma versions are free. So that's a 33% discount. It's now, there's no reason, unless you're worried about rolling ones, there's no reason not to take them because they're now the exact same price as the bolter version. So I'm pretty hyped about that. Now, heavy supports. Your Centurion Devastators.
Yeah.
The Grav loadout. Heavy bolter loadout, last cannon loadouts, all around now 18% discounted. So you're looking at 70 points there. Devastators by themselves, heavy weapons and sergeant gear, all free except for the multi-melta still costs 10 points.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, that's just on Devastator Squad. So if you take all 4 of the multi-meltas, it's still you're still getting a 9% discount if you take all of them with Melta. So it's having all your other gear options. Like I think in your Devastator, you've got like a couple of missile launchers, a las cannon, and a heavy bolter. All that's going to be free. And allow that the sergeant gear is free. You know what we've all done for years now. The sergeant always gets a bolter, and you always kill the sergeant first. Right? Because everybody else has badass weapons.
Yep.
And for some reason, the
And
guy in
sergeant
charge
ain't
here.
shit.
Yep. But now, you for free can give the sergeant a plasma.
That's
Just give him something cool on the back line there.
Something to survive. Yeah. Hey, make yourself useful.
Yeah. Hellblaster's got a 9% discount. They're down to 30 points a model. Not as big of a discount as a lot of the other things, but still,
okay.
I mean,
It's worth it.
yeah. I mean, being that I've got, I'm going to be running a squad of 10 Hellblasters, I'm okay with this. Or no, I think I've got 8. Something like that.
For the Ultramarines?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 8.
8 Hellblasters, that's a nice big squad. I'll take that 9% discount.
8 Hellblasters.
Yeah, because remember we had that conversation. I was like, hey, Methos.
Oh, yeah, you're
8.
missing 2. I'm like,
8.
nah, I painted up a
8.
couple for
Yeah.
competition.
So
Yeah, I
8
was like, oh, okay.
Hellblasters.
I was
I'm
freaking
thinking
out.
8 accidents.
8 accidents waiting to happen.
What? No. What? No. That's not what I said.
The new Primaris tanks. We need to get one of these for either your fists or your Black Templars. I love the way you paint tanks, man. The new gladiators are now about 17% discount.
The Repulsor Executioner.
Ooh, Repulsor Executioner. Executioner, by the way, 17% discount and free gear.
Oh.
The standard Repulsor, 19% discount and free gear. And you know, the standard Repulsor is just loaded full of guns. So that is some serious DACA. All of the variations of the Gladiator are 17% discount, except for the Valiant, which I think is the Super Melta version. And that one is still 15% discounted. And then these other things, We're going to take a look at some of the vehicles in the heavy support. They're basically, they all get free war gear except for the Hunter Killer missiles. Before we go into the vehicles, Eradicators get a 10% discount.
Nice.
Plus, you can upgrade to the multi-melta for free. So that's pretty awesome. The Fire Strike turret, I know Brother Gamers with Coffee has one of those. That's been given a 28% discount, especially with the Las Talon loadout, which is considered, basically a multi-shot las cannon, but short-ranged. The Hunter and Stalker that nobody takes, those are the anti-air tanks. The only upgrade discount it's got is you get a free Stormbolter. I'm telling you, nobody takes that thing anyways.
No.
The Land Raiders, I don't see a discount in points, but that thing's come down like a lot of points in the last 2 points updates. So I think they're like, okay, we've discounted as much as it's going to go. However, what they did give it discounted was a free Hunter Killer missile, free multi-melta, and free Stormbolter. So all the things you used to have to pay a lot of points to upgrade on it, free. So I think if I get around to painting my Land Raider this year, it might be a good time to sort of go ahead and model up some of the extras.
Yes.
Predator tanks. You get the heavy bolter sponsons for free now. Las cannons still cost 10 points. So it's like before some people used to say it used to be best to take the Predators with just the turret weapon, take it as cheap as possible and spam a couple of them. Now there's no reason not to at least put a heavy bolter sponson on them because they're free.
Right.
Vindicators, the Siege Shield is free now, and the Stormbolter. And the Whirlwind, which, again, because of the changes to indirect fire, I don't think anybody... I have a Whirlwind, and I think it looks amazing. I might play it at some point, just because it looks cool. But the stats are so sad on it now.
Yeah.
But the Vengeance Launcher you can upgrade to, the better missile launcher, and the Stormbolter are both free. So things that didn't get changed in this category, Eliminators didn't get changed because Eliminators are already considered very good. They're the best snipers that Space Marines have access to.
Right.
And the Thunderfire cannon is not changed, and it's still weak. It's just nobody really cares about the Thunderfire cannon anymore. It's not gotten any love from GW in a long time. Going into our dedicated transports, the Impulsor is super cheap now. It is only 100 points for the transport, and you get the upgrades for free. So, especially that Shield Dome, especially no Armor of Contempt, people are going to want that invul save now. If you slap on that Shield Dome between the new points and the Shield Dome, it's 20% discount. The Rhino, still 80 points, but you get the extra Stormbolter for free. So now you're always going to have between 4 and 8 shots. And then Razorbacks. Now you can upgrade. Before, the Heavy Bolter was the cheapest loadout. Now you can upgrade to Las Cannons or Assault Cannons for free. And you can get the Stormbolter for free. So that's a 9% discount. The Drop Pods are unchanged, and the Land Speeder Storm is unchanged. Flyers. The Storm Hawk is the one you have? No, you have the Storm Talon, right?
Yeah, Storm Talon mentioned,
It's an 11% discount to the Storm Talon. And the Storm Hawk, I think, is the one I've been running. Is a... Oh no, Storm Hawk's the one you've been running, because that's the one with the Typhoon missile launcher.
What? Who? Me?
Yeah.
No, Storm Talon Gunship is what I've been running. Yes.
Oh, okay. I see the missile launcher there. Okay, and there's no discount to the Storm Hawk, but all of its base, but all of the weapons are now free on that one.
Oh, nice.
The Storm Raven gets the Heavy Bolter sponsons for free, Las Cannons, Multi-Meltas, and all for free, and it's a 19% discount.
Hmm.
And then I think this is the last thing on the list for regular Space Marines, the bunker that I don't think anybody, I've never seen anyone use, but it looks cool. The Hammerfall bunker is
Right.
almost half off. It's 43% discounted.
Hmm.
So some pretty cool changes. But yeah, I'm not going to run through it because I know we're almost out of time. But just so everybody knows, the captains, lieutenants, librarians, chaplains, all getting some discounts and discounted war gear. So I mean, everything
Nice.
across the board, Space Marines, you're saving points on. Your army's going to be much bigger.
Giggity.
Sorry if I missed something. My phone died.
No.
Baby. Terminators with storm shields and thunderhammers are back, baby. Hey, that's the way I've always run them, baby. So Marines are basically becoming a bit of a glass cannon. My tower are going to have a field day. That's the interesting thing. So on one hand, I'm like, so they're giving us a lot more bodies, a lot more units by all these discounts, but they're making us easier to kill. And I'm like, part of me is like, so are we like basically going the way of a horde army? And then I remembered,
That's almost what it sounds like.
but then I remembered my orcs, and I'm like, oh no, those numbers are horde armies. And then I was like, well, if I really think about it, you know, it was only like 6 months ago that we didn't have Armor of Contempt, and we didn't really feel that fragile before that. It's just we've seen the extra boost with, you know, Armor of Contempt, and I guess it's just one of those feelings of now that you know what you're missing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But like we didn't really feel that fragile before, except unless you were being shot at by 2 basilisks behind a set of ruins.
Yeah. Hear that.
So basically what I'm saying is at the end of the day, after some reflection, and I think I have better reflection on this because I do play multiple armies. I play Space Marines as my first love, but also I love orcs. I really have been enjoying guardsmen lately. So Armor of Contempt, I didn't not enjoy playing my Space Marines before Armor of Contempt. And
Yeah,
I think I'll be
That's a
fine with
good
that.
point. That is a very, very good point. That's why I'm not really, freaked out about it because we didn't have it before.
right.
You
It's,
know,
it's a pretty recent thing.
yeah, it is a very recent thing, and it was never there to begin with, and I guess even playing field. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm okay with that.
This is how they get you to buy more models. Exactly. Or print
Hey.
more models.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Y'all need to let the Basilisk love go.
Who's saying that? Atlas?
Atlas. Hey, I'm saying that on both sides here. I also, on the other hand, like I've been enjoying Guard and Orcs lately a lot. And on one hand, I'm glad to see that the AP1 weapons I had in those armies are actually going to mean something again. Because I was like, oh man, choppers get +1 AP. We've waited for this for years.
Right.
Orcs rise up, And then it was just like, well, you now have AP1 on your choppers, and everybody rejoiced. It's like, but they're not going to do anything because of Armor of Contempt.
Right.
And also, having played both armies, I'm actually glad I don't have to do the mental I say mental gymnastics, guys. I understand. I'm a bit Ogren-brained, okay? But like, you have the conversation with the person you're playing with. So you're like, all right, I'm going to hit you with AP3. What's the AP on that? It's AP3, but it's AP2 for you because of Armor of Contempt.
Right.
Now that is a very simple sentence, right? Over the course of a game, 5 turns, attacking with, 20 different units a turn, it comes up a lot. What's the AP on that? It's AP4 -3 is AP Armor Contempt.
You have to constantly math. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like it's just you say it a lot. It's like it becomes.
It sounds like you're walking down the cereal aisle of a grocery store and you're talking to yourself. It's like, okay, it's like, They got them in this flavor now?
And if you don't say it that way, it almost always leads to some kind of misunderstanding. It's
Yep,
like, what's the
some kind
AP
of
on that?
confusion. Yep.
It's like AP3. Okay, so AP2 because of armor contempt? No, it's AP4, but because of armor contempt is AP3.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the time you go the other way, what's the AP on that? Oh, that's a AP4. Is that with armor of contempt? No. So, if you don't do the long form every time, it's so easy to misunderstand.
Right.
And so it's just like it's a continuous conversation about the same stuff. Then I think it's just going to be plain easier. It may not save time because, like I said, it's a fast sentence. It's just going to save me a lot of breath. I never ran Armor of Contempt because I never played a game when the rule took effect. Well, I'm glad you're getting back in the game now.
Who's that?
Miniatures Paintbrush.
Oh, yeah.
He's just now getting back to the game scene. So I'm okay with letting it go.
Oh, don't.
Go.
Oh.
I can't be part of the challenge.
And I don't think the rule Armor of Contempt is going to hold me back anymore.
Oh my God.
I'm done. See you.
Now, also, okay, so like I'm saying I'm okay with this nerf to Space Marines. Okay, does that mean I've lost my love for Space Marines? No, I'm still a Wolf Brother, baby. Looking at the other side, I am slightly miffed about the indirect. Not even miffed. I'm like slightly disappointed about the indirect fire exemption being taken from Guard because I like my mortars, right? And I have two very nice Manticores that I suddenly wish now I'd only bought one. But I'm sure it'll be, if I just leave it there on the shelf, the second one will be good in another 5 years' time or something. I just got to be patient. I always start playing at the end of an edition. That happens sometimes. But again, I understand why it needed to be nerfed, because if I think back to before I played Guard and when I was playing Marines, Orcs, or whatever, playing against a Basilisk on the other side of your opponent's ruins and not being able to interact with it feels frustrating. And if I'm doing it, I know my opponent probably feels frustrated. Not because it's killing me, but because
it's very much because it's killing me. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily because it's killing, but because it's hard for me to fight back. Like, it's way over there, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
But
you
like,
can't see it, and it's just
But like, if a Lehman Russ, if a big ass tank comes at me like this, it's the Lehman Russ is technically going to do more damage, but I can shoot at it. I can interact with it. We can have a firefight, And I think the ability to interact is important because kind of like, I think what my biggest problem with was playing against the Tau, I felt like I wasn't part of that conversation, right? I felt like you talk and I'll start pulling my models off the table, right?
Yep.
And I feel like I can see, not that I'm saying this is not a targeting at Atlas, okay? We're not adding at him. I could see where an opponent would feel that way on the other side of a full indirect fire Guard army. Like, I'm frustrated not because I'm losing the game, but because I don't have a way right now to interact with that thing that's killing me. Right? It feels one-sided. It feels like, I feel helpless. I feel powerless. And so I think it's, while I'm a little frustrated or disappointed to see the indirect fire exemption go, I understand, I think. And so both of these things, the nerf to Space Marines and the nerf to the indirect fire that the Guard have, I'm okay with both of these things. I'm saying if a Russ comes at you like this, he goes, if a Russ comes at you like this, you just do this and break the wrist to walk away. Oh.
Wrist and walk away. Break the wrist. Forget about it.
Forget about it. Don't worry. So yeah, those are my thoughts on those things. Like, I understand both of these things probably needed to be fixed. What are your thoughts, Oni? You've played against Armor of Contempt a few times.
Glad they're gone.
Not because of the way it worked in game, but because Custodes didn't have it, right?
Because custodians didn't have it. It made no sense. No, god dang sense.
Or you could
Custodians are supposed to be elite, but we still get the full AP. No sense at all. Every single army had armor contempt, except for custodians. In some way or another, they had armor contempt. But custodians, no.
And then the other thing I think, and I think we talked about this with the missile launchers for the Voton. All of us are going to be shooting -1 to hit with our indirect fire now. So I know the Voton have the missiles. We have the Basilisk and Manticores in guard. Space Marines have the Whirlwind. But it's all going to be -1 +1. So that's going to be a change I think it's going to take some getting used to. I'm going to try running mine as direct fire for a little bit. Just to say I did it. Just to say I gave it a chance. I don't like the idea of having a newly painted model that I'm just going to shelf. All right. Freak, any closing thoughts from you? I know I've thrown a lot of information at you today, just spewing info at you. Just like, what are they called in...
Vomit?
Yeah, the big vomit guys in Back for Blood. What are they called?
The big bloaters. What are those things? I don't know. They're pukers.
Yeah, but anyways, those guys. That's what I basically did to you with information tonight.
It really, I mean, we kind of halfway played it like that, you know. I'm not really salty about the armor contempt. It was nice when we had it, you know, and having the points difference may actually work out a little better as well. So I don't know. I think it's a decent balance. I'm not. My thing is, we'll still have to work out on a better ability to survive. Armor contempt help that, but yeah, I don't know. I think some of these changes that GW's been making, they'll give you something to try to make you survive a little longer, and then they'll say, okay, you know what? Yeah, screw that. Instead of adjusting, the actual core rules, you don't have to make a damn stratagem or some obscure passive rule. You can just say, okay, you know what? Just increase increase some of the specs, some of the stats of the models. Yeah, that'll help. And you don't have to do it across the board. But this take away, give it away, give it back, take it away, and all that crap, it doesn't make any freaking sense. Just leave the damn thing alone. I think we'd have been fine without messing with the armor, without even getting armor contempt. But when they nerfed the living piss out of most Space Marines, it was like, why? Just leave them the hell alone. Just leave them alone.
What was the nerf to Space Marines again?
They just made them they made them very vanilla, especially when they kind of took away some of the stuff from 7th when they went to 8th. And then 8th, they just restructured the play style and the points. Then 9th, they say, you know what, we're going to give you this stuff to make Marines more alive. And then it's like, we're going to change that. Y'all can go die now. You're welcome. So it's just this right here, this bull crap. That's the part that got me. And again, I don't care if they just leave them alone. Just let us do our thing, man. Let's do our thing. So I'm okay with it. Just stop screwing with it, GW. Just stop it.
I don't think you'll get that, because I think it's pretty established now that these are bi-yearly changes. So
yeah. But it was kind of silly though, because they didn't do that in the beginning when they started. They used to wait 4 years, and then 3, then 2, then hey, let's just jack with you so you can. And again, it's by that.
I think there's bright sides to that too, though, because now it's less often that you have, like before, where there was 4 years of the same, it was stable. but whoever was on top for those 4 years just gave everybody else
Yeah.
the beat down for 4 solid years. I kind of like that. It kind of rotates through who's good now.
Yeah. I'm really surprised that Tao has been really quiet. It's just they have not. I mean, they're still really freaking good, you know. But you don't hear the extremely seriously broken good. Then again, I don't know how many people are actually playing against Tao right now. So, but they're not at the top of the meta right now.
They're
That's
not
just
at the
where it's
top.
Interesting. So
I think they're considered good, but hovering outside of the tops.
right, which is that's fine.
Uh,
Anyway, like I said, no bad blood. Just like I said, just let me leave my stuff alone. You know, let me be me.
Get off my lawn!
You know, get off my lawn. Yep. You know,
I'm excited to see what you do this year with the new armies.
yeah, we'll see, man. Like I said, you know, gotta plan out my Imperial Fists. Gotta see what I can do with them. You know.
Yeah.
It doesn't pay to actually take a character, you know, for a captain. You know, it's better to just get.
Oh, the named characters.
Yep. It's. I learned that it was just it didn't help at all. It
Oh
was,
man, I've been trying to tell you for a while that making
Yeah.
your own captains is so much more powerful.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much customize the damn thing and then play them the hell you want, and they actually give better buffs than the name.
Torgarodon's is very good, but you have to have a plan for it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I specifically am going to do this with the Centurion
Mhm.
Devastators, or I think. I mean, I really don't even feel like the Eradicators need the full rerolls that he can give them. I think it'd be more like the Hellblasters or the Centurion Devastators would probably be the better. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like with the create your own, you can just make a great beat stick with some great buffs
Yeah.
and have a better all-purpose character.
Yeah.
And something like Torgarodon or Gilliman or
Yeah.
a lot of these other, you know, big name characters, you have a specific plan. It's one of the things we were talking about with the Guard as well, the new Lord Solar model, the dude on the pimp horse.
Yeah.
He's cool, but at the end of the day, he's a human on a horse. So if you just try and run him at the lead of your army, he's going to get capped off real quick.
Yeah.
So you got to have some kind of plan.
It's definitely a motivation to do some out of the box thinking. So
For sure.
It's that for sure. Yeah, so
Well, this has been a really great chat, brother. Thank you for everyone who's participated in the chat. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you guys like tonight's episode, please make sure that you grab off the box and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. If you're watching from the archives, drop some comments down below and feel free to be part of any of tonight's ridiculous conversation. Oh no, it was plenty ridiculous at the beginning.
there was plenty. Yeah.
Or any of these more tactical kind of conversations towards the end. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to our friends in the link tree below, or if you're not subscribed to myself and these amazing, handsome guys over here,
He's nuts.
then we would love to have you as part of the pack, part of our hobby family here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys, stay frosty.
Frosty.